Alrighty, for today's topic, we're going to talk about Google Chrome. Google Chrome is a different web browser, a utility that allows you to view web pages. Most people use Internet Explorer to view web pages. However, there are alternatives out there, and people usually don't know about those alternatives. One of the alternatives is Google Chrome. Down here you see Firefox, and then next to that is Google Chrome. So both of these are alternate web browsers to Internet Explorer. Now I'm going to use Internet Explorer right here. Google Chrome right here, and we're going to do a demonstration with this. I'm going to show you the features, how it works, and how to move yourself from Internet Explorer or Firefox to Google Chrome. Now, why would you want to do that? Primarily, speed. You can just see that it's a fast browser. If I pull up items, they load very, very quickly. That's the main selling point for the Google Chrome browser. In fact, if I look up this web browser comparison here, this right here is a chart that compares all of the major web browsers. It's an independent study, and same computer, same internet, same everything. Here's your 5 major web browsers, and you have different tests. Think of it like a car: braking, handling, acceleration, etc. So you got all your different tests here. For JavaScript, Chrome loaded nearly 13 times faster than Internet Explorer. In this test right here, it was 4 times better. In this test right here, it was again about 4 times faster, and here almost 8 times faster. These tests right here, they're a little bit closer together, but overall the performance, you see Chrome is a significantly faster web browser. So Google Chrome, that's one of the main reasons why you'd want to use Google Chrome. It's also got some functionality built into it that's very nice to use for shortcuts, but most people won't use those, so we won't cover that. We're just going to cover the basics in this video. So Google Chrome browser, you have your back, forward, reload, home, your address bar right here where you can type in your addresses or searches, and you probably won't have this. This is my Bookmark Bar, but I will show you how to customize that and set that up for you. And then you have your wrench over here, and we'll look at all those different things. First, and then your background is not going to look the same as this. I put my own background on there. In fact, let's start with that just since it's on my mind. Once you get Chrome loaded, it's going to look a little bit different, and if you want a pretty background, you can just search for Google Chrome themes. And when you do that, this first link right here from Google Chrome themes, we can pull that up, and here's all of the different themes that you can load on your web browser. You click on any one of the themes, and then you have this choose theme button, and you see how it makes the Chrome browser look different. So I like my theme. I'm not going to change it. There are many of them in here. You can pick whichever one you would like, and you can run with that. So that's a theme. So let's go back to our starting point. You probably will get this the first time you load Google Chrome, or actually you'll end up with 6 or 8 panels or something, your most frequently visited websites. If you have a web page that you regularly go to, that you use significantly, such as your mail or whatever, if you use Hotmail, then you can set that as your home page. However, by default, there's not a home page set. It's just the difference in the way Google Chrome works, because usually there are numerous pages that you use frequently, and one may not necessarily be better than the other. However, if you want to set that, that's very easy to do. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. So again, back, forward, reload, home, your address bar, and your search bar. This is what you're going to use 99% of the time. So if I want to go to an address, such as www.pccomputerguy.com, and hit enter, it'll take us to the PC Computer Guy website, which, by the way, shameless plug, you got lots of things here, including these tech tip articles. And if you go to the articles, in fact, that's what this video is for my customers to there's an article here that talks about the Chrome browser, and this is the video to show you how to use the Chrome browser. So, a lot of free articles. Anyways, so that's how you go to an address. You just www.whatever.com.net, whatever you want to do, and it'll bring you right up to that homepage. Now, if you want to search for something, say we're at PC Computer Guy here, we don't actually need to go back to Google or Yahoo or Bing or whatever you use to search the internet with. You can just type it in up here. So let's say we want to find some news on Peyton Manning. I just type the words Peyton Manning in here. I don't have to go to Google or Yahoo or anything, and I just hit the enter button. Notice it takes me straight to the search results for Peyton Manning. So it's a very fast way to search for things. It just eliminates the number of steps that you have to do in order to get the content that you want. And then it's good to find things quickly, isn't it? You can you can set this to use Yahoo or whatever you want to do. If you don't like to use Google, you can set it for Yahoo. So this pretty much, most things are going to be back, forward, reload, home, type in your address, and doing your searches. Let's get into a little bit more fancy stuff. If we want to bookmark something, like let's pull up this USA Today article. Okay, if I want to bookmark this, bookmarks are the same thing as favorites, by the way. This star up here in the right hand corner, this is where you bookmark things. So if I click the star right here, it says bookmark added. There's two places that you can add your bookmarks. You can add them mine are a little bit more organized. There's normally two places. You can have your bookmark bar or your other bookmarks. If you put them in your other bookmarks and you hit done, then it's going to be in this list of everything right here. If you put it in your bookmark bar and I hit done, now notice it appeared right here. So this would be for things that you use on a frequent basis. These are my websites over here that I've built, and so things that I use on a frequent basis. Might be your bank, might be your mail, whatever it is. Otherwise, you can just stash it in the other bookmarks and it'll be handy there for you. A little trick, by the way, this is a little bit more advanced feature, but you notice a lot of these just have the icons. If a web page that you know has an icon that you can identify very easily, such as Facebook over here, you can actually put more things up here if you just eliminate the text. You see how this has all the text right here? It's really unnecessary. It would be for this one because I don't know what this article is about, but for Facebook, for example, you can remove the text if you right click and you say edit. You see this text right here? If I delete the text and I hit save, notice now I just have the icon. So it's a way that you can put more things in your bookmark bar up here. So I'm going to right click and delete that because I don't really care to bookmark this. I'm just showing you guys how to do things. So let's see what else we got going on. Got your bookmarks taken care of, your bookmark bar. Now let's get into the wrench. Every once in a while there's going to be something that you want to print. Now this right here should have a print button, as it does right here, that formats things nice and neatly. But let's go to we'll just go to the Indie Star. There's going to be no print button here, but say we want to print this page for whatever reason, I don't know why. How do you print it? You click the wrench up here. This is where all of your other tools are going to be that you want if you want any other tools. You click the wrench, and then you're going to click print. When you click this print right here, it gives you your print preview of everything, and you can go ahead and hit the print dialog. Let's go ahead and close that down. Other things that are important to note. When you download something with the Google Chrome browser, especially if you're coming from an older version of Internet Explorer, it works a little bit differently. By default, it doesn't ask you where to save your stuff. Now, you can change that if you want so that it does ask you every single time, but all of the modern web browsers, Internet Explorer 9, Firefox, Chrome, just put them in your downloads folder by default. Okay, so let me demonstrate that. We'll download a program known as Malwarebytes. It's a good free malware tool, cleanup tool. I'm going to hit this download button, and the download will appear down here. There it goes. You see how that little arrow popped up and it's showing it down here? So your downloads appear down here, and it didn't ask me where I wanted to download it. It just automatically puts it in the downloads folder. Once it's done, I can click here to launch it, and then I can run the program or read your email attachment if it's a Word document or whatever. And this thing will eventually go away on its own, or you can hit the close button right here. Say you want to get to the download a little bit later. Since it didn't ask you where to save it, well, where is it? If you're on Windows 7 or Windows Vista, if you click on Start and then click on your profile name, you will have a list of all of your different folders, and one of them will actually say Downloads, and all of your downloaded content would be in there. If you are on Windows XP, then you go to My Documents first, and then you'll find a folder called Downloads, and it'll be stored in there. Alternately, you can click the wrench right here, and you can click this Downloads button. If we click this Downloads button right here, here's a history of all the different things that have been downloaded. You can clear your history right here, or you can launch any one of these things right here if you would like. Okay? So let's go ahead and close that guy down, and what else do we have going on? Importing your settings. I'm going to go to options right here under the tools. I'm sorry. Yeah, let's go to the options. Under here we have my default settings open, and this is where in the beginning of the video I told you it will probably open. You see it says homepage and it says use the new tabs page. That's where it shows you the 8 most frequent websites. A lot of people like that. Alternately, if you want to set a specific homepage like your Hotmail, or here I have Google, you click this button and whatever the address you want, you type in there. I told you can change your search engine. You can change your search engine by selecting right here, and that'll make it your default search engine. I also like to click both of these toolbars, show home button and show the always show the bookmark bar. That's this guy right here. I always want that to be visible, and the home button is right here, although I very seldomly use it. The home button just takes you back to the first web page, which is this one. Also, we can go to our, I believe it's under the hood, or it may be, let's see here, where's our bookmarks? Where is he? Bear with me just one second. Here we go. Import data from another browser. This is under personal stuff. If you import data from another browser, you can import all of your settings from Internet Explorer, from Firefox. Note that if you're using Firefox, it has to be closed in order to import it. When you do this, I generally like to remove the checkbox for this, and I just import these 3 items. And that'll take all of your favorites and put them into Google Chrome. And then you can manage all of those favorites, like reorganize them however you'd like. If you click on the wrench and you go to Bookmarks and the Bookmark Manager, you can change and edit, move things around. You can drag and drop or do whatever you'd like to do there. Let's see what else we got going on. I think those are pretty much the main things. Those are the main differences. Some people kind of get a little bit of a shock when they switch over to a different browser, and being creatures of habit might not like it because it's just not familiar to them. But 90% of my customers that even kicking and screaming have finally said that they like Google Chrome. It's a significantly faster web browser. It's not unusual for a computer that takes 15 to 20 seconds to load Internet Explorer. Chrome will load in 3 to 5 seconds very frequently. So this is just a quick tour of the Google Chrome browser. Hopefully that helps you get around and a little bit familiar with things. There are many more things. Oh, let's talk about one more item: tabbed browsing. I do this just instinctively, probably without demonstrating it. If I'm reading this chart right here, and my daughter calls me or something and wants me to look up the weather, what I can do is I can click this little thing right here, and this opens a new tab. So now here's those 8 most frequently viewed things that I was telling you about. And so this new tab, if I type in here, weather Indianapolis, and hit enter, I get my weather results. Now notice, I still have this guy open at the same time, so I have both of these open. This is called tabbed browsing. This is in one tab, this is in another tab. I can open as many tabs as I want to. I can close tabs independently just by clicking the X for each one of these. So if I click this one, it'll close that tab. This is particularly useful if you're doing something like on Wikipedia. We'll just pull up an article, Wikipedia Indianapolis, and say I'm reading this article right here, and I see Marion County, and I want to read that also. Well, instead of navigating away, normally if you click on this, it's going to take you away from the page as such, right? However, if I instead right-click on a link and say Open a New Tab, now I have this tab that popped open, so I can continue reading this article while at the same time having this one available for me when I want it. So that's a quick rundown of Google Chrome. Hopefully that helps you out. If you have any questions, you can just leave a post on this video or contact me through my website, www.pccomputerguy.com. Thank you very much.